we need to talk about the performances of Mikel Merino. He's obviously only played 2 games, in which both of them were cameos, but I think we've got enough information from those games about how he's going to impact the team, whether he's going to be good or not. And yeah, let's just get into it, to be honest. And of course, the Southampton game, let's just start there. He came on, a bigger role for him to play. We really need to get that winner. And I feel like he stepped in and did a decent job, but I feel like we've almost misprofiled him in the sort of the player he is. I always knew this, but obviously he's a tackle first, duel first sort of midfielder rather than a pass first. And what that means is he's much better in the duels, in the tackles, in the physical battles than he is a passer. And to be honest, I've always wanted more of a passer on that left sort of centre mid role, because I really think that's what we need in terms of Martinelli, bringing the best out in him. We need a pass first sort of midfielder. It's not to say that Merino is not good at passing at all, but if his better qualities are in defensive areas, in the duels, then is he really going to elevate Martinelli as much as we think he can? Because, you know, we've got to be cruel, we've got to be criticising the players as much as we can, because we know how good the players actually are. So when I look at Merino, I look at a player who's going to be great in the duels, because obviously I'm looking at the stats now against Southampton. Of course, he got a 7.2 rating, but he won 4 out of 4 of his grand duels, you know, 2 block shots, 2 interceptions, 3 tackles. Obviously, he's fantastic in those duels. We all knew this. We saw him topping those stats in terms of duel winning. But that's not what we really needed in the left number 8 position, because obviously without Ødegaard as well at the minute, we need somebody with that creative passing, not afraid of, you know, making that sort of extra pass. And Merino, obviously, he's great on the ball, but he isn't going to be that pass-first sort of midfielder. Of course, in those attacking phases, you'll even see for the goal, you know, that Martinelli scored. Look at the position that Merino's in. He's box crashing. He's in the box. He's in the area. He isn't picking up the ball in those half spaces in the number 8 position. He's more trying to get into the box and make the numbers. Maybe that's due to the game state against Southampton that he needed to do that. But, you know, it just begs the question, really. Is Merino going to be really what we expect to unlock Martinelli, to unlock that left side even more? Or is he going to be better suited actually in the number 6 role, and Declan Rice is going to have to continue doing that thing of the box-to-box 8? Because, yes, Declan Rice is much better in the 6th role, but if Merino is coming in, is Merino not better defending from central areas? Because I've seen sort of situations where players are trying to drive through midfield, and Merino is just so good at anticipating. He wins that ball so much. He's so strong in those duels, and he just looks really good. And I just kind of think to myself, is he not better utilised in the central areas where he can do this a lot more easier, where the angles suit him as well? But, you know, I'm sure Arteta has a plan for him, to be honest. It's just a small observation, really. You just look at him in those cameos. Of course, he's a bit rusty. He's obviously not at the levels where we'd expect him to be. He's been out for a while. He's only in his second sort of cameo. And he's got the international break now with Spain, where he can probably get up to fitness. But it just begs the question, is Merino really going to unlock Martinelli? Is he going to dislodge Partey as easily as we think he is? Because another thing is, Partey's been very strong for me. I feel like Partey's really put in those performances where I've been like, okay, Thomas, you're looking good here. You're looking strong. The passes you're providing as well are looking good. You're finding Saka in some dangerous zones. You're looking strong receiving the ball in those tight areas. You're looking really good. And Merino, of course, he's looked all right. But there's certain instances where he's a bit clunky in possession, probably due to his rustiness, maybe not taking enough care on the ball. But, you know, even when I was looking at his stats before he comes, he's a player who's not afraid of going for the expansive pass. Of course, I'm sure you guys will also remember in the game against Southampton, Merino trying this ball over the top to Martinelli, which worked perfectly. So he has it in his locker. Without a shadow of a doubt, Merino can play those passes. He can play those passes to Martinelli. He can receive the balls in between the lines, but is that his best position? Is he, as a midfielder who's better in the duels than he is a passer, better in those 8 sort of positions? He's obviously left-footed, which probably helps with angles, but if you take away angles, is Merino actually going to improve your side from that position? And if he isn't, is he actually going to be the better number 6 than Partey? I know it's so early days, but it's just something to talk about, Gunners. What is your thoughts been on the performances of Merino? Has he impressed you? Has he looked good on the ball? Has he looked clunky on the ball? Are you enjoying the positions he's picking up? Because, of course, he's picking up some nice positions. He's finding himself in the box crashing as well. is he performing to a top level number 8 who's going to really be a key impactor in that sort of position? But also, I'm kind of thinking, is it unfair? Without Odegaard, we haven't really seen Merino in a Rice, Odegaard, Merino sort of midfield 3. Let's see that. Will Merino perform better maybe with someone like Odegaard within the midfield as well, where we can potentially see less of his on the ball deficiencies? Yeah, I don't know. I really want to see that, to be honest, because Thomas Partey, of course, has been really good this season. I feel like it can be unfair sometimes just to dislodge someone because the shiny new toy is here, and especially with the levels that Thomas Partey is showing this season, is it fair to dislodge him? Is Merino really performing to those high levels in the cameos? There's a lot of games coming up. There's going to be games where we're going to need the sort of dual capacity of Merino, the athleticism in those first yards that Merino has over Partey. There's going to be games we need that left-footed ability from that 8 channel, which you know Declan Rice has been operating in. We're going to need that, and it's exciting times, Gunners. We have so many options once Odegaard is back to play in the midfield. But anyway, that's it for now, and until next time, peace.